Of the Lord, this one I'm shining today. I am moving, healthily in the Lord. It's good to serve the Lord. It's good to praise His name, because praises will give you blessing. When you praise God, He will bless your life in return. I have the blessing of God in my possession. I have the healing of God in my possession. I can boast, I can shout, hallelujah. blessing of the Lord. This one I'm shining today. I am moving heftily in the Lord. It's good to serve the Lord. It's good to praise His name, because praises will give you blessing. When you praise God, He will bless your life in return. I have the blessing of God in my possession. I have the healing of God in my possession. I can boast, I can shout, hallelujah.
Know that you're 8 days money, you're only 5 that 8 days money. You're only 5, you're me, everybody in the diaspora with them. Their money came for everybody like that. I'm not lying to you. My people are not lying. But they don't expect their money to come. They 5 share this money. I can explain it to you how it came to them. I come to explain it. Mr. Gema say I lie. Mr. Gema, you braveful. Mr. Gema, you braveful. Mr. Gema, I swear. You know me to go on your show. I was sleeping. Mr. because somebody woke me up. Somebody, Mr. Gema, let me tell you. You're supposed to know. We don't have one at Jane. They Corona time. After I get your money, I was there sharing money. I was there sending money to Liberia, to orphanage, to this thing. Mr. Gema, let me look and say I Jane for money. That Orita. You know people, but because of this money coming up, you're trying to say somebody is doing lying thing. Yeah, Mr. Gema, it's not no Samuel. Yeah, you can say criminal, but it's not criminal. But that money that came among us, that money that came for the sedition that get talk show. You understand? That money that when they think were coming, a minister come up and call my name, called say Livingstone, say you shouldn't worry. Something good coming for you. You understand? How much is 18? Me, I'm not telling you, say 22,000. That the 18,000 me are talking about. For girl, boo, they ever know you are for girl. You can't wait, let me talk. You can't wait, let me talk. Wait now, let me talk. I'm gonna bring evidence. You ever see somebody that eat money, they will tell you the truth, but they don't expect how this money problem is coming on. They don't expect how this money, how its secret leak up. Because they thought it was coming to leak in secret. It didn't leak in secret. Because what? The money was for a group. This money was for a group. The money, because the way they eat it is not fair. That's why making me to talk. I'm not jail for money. So I listen to people on talk show talking about me. I'm a responsible woman. I'm a woman that I can say I'm an orphanage home to Liberia taking care of. I'm not Jane. I'm not Jane. The Rosely woman say you're asking about me. I'm not Jane. No, hell no. And I'm not boasting, say I'm a rich woman. Because if I'm a rich woman, I will not go check hours to get money. You hear? Even the millionaire, they say they still looking for money. But I will be truth. I will not lie to you. I will not come on social media. That's why I share it to every website. I will not come on social media to lie. I will not do it. So now, send Mr. Gamon in line. Let Samuel 12. I want for President Weah to hear this. I want for President Weah to hear it. Let President Weah, when he comes from on his trip, let him call Samuel 12 and find out from Samuel 12. I'm not dealing with Mr. Gamon and Rosalie on our show. I'm not dealing with Mr. Gamon and Rosalie no more. I can't deal with Samuel 12 and I will deal with, because Samuel 12 is one of my legends. I respect him a lot. I not say Samuel 12 take money to give to us. This money came for all sedition and get talk show. This money, it came for all sedition and get talk show in diaspora. I'm not lying to you. I'm not jailed for the money. I just got angry because in which the 5 people sat, went into a meeting, called Mr. Jesus, Mr. Gamon, you will tell the truth. You will tell the truth, Mr. Gamon. I'm not making plan with you, but you will tell the truth. You have to make it, Mr. Gamon. Amen, Mr. Gamon. Amen, Mr. Gamon. Amen, Mr. Gamon. Amen, Mr. Gamon. Mr. Gamon, I'm not.
Frustrated my life. Yeah.
So if you were to see Georgia, what would you tell him?
I would tell him saying doing nothing for me.
apart from me, but nothing doing but we the Kollah men and I promise all. And then when I voted for me, the other Sabu unit.
What was the promise?
You told we the Sabu unit say you were poor, into somewhere you on a debt, we will be clean the debt on the street.
During the campaign, John, we have made plenty promises to we the youth of this country. One, John, we have said that even when they call us Zogo, he classified himself to be Zogo. All of these things were trading elevator was our living way. And one, John, every side, don't see prices going down. John, we are going power. He said that in 2 months, everything will come down. We haven't seen anything. John, we are like a bunch of fools in Ghana and Ryan, like men that stand up to her. Jawati Kochi, Natana Magil, all wine new bottle there with our government. So this time around, we fill up with him. And there will be nothing can stop us. I know what he will get made a tell a place to come back to Liberia. We're ready to battle into the 4 years. And we'll make sure we intimidate George Weah, suppress it, embarrass and left, taking our culture over to us.
Our mind to move over there.
Why you want to move
on there?
Why you want money to move?
Why he is speechless human being.
Speechless.
And then he's not able to take decision on his own.
You get a funny looking people, then they turn it on decision. They check all over the place, they follow you.
Who are those funny looking people? Who are those funny looking people?
Yeah, and Natana Magil, the other Samuel Tue, the other one feel the Tata. And I thought I feel.
For now, we eat the water, Omega water. For now, the whole Omega water. We eat the water, Opopo eat the water. We vote for it 2023 again. We vote for Opo because it go in the water. For now, everybody said it in the water. Oh, and the water we said it in for now. 2023, we vote for it again. For now, we eat the water. For now, we eat the water. We eat the water. We eat the water for now. For now, we eat the water. Oh, better Liberia. Better Liberia. The Lord and waiting Omega. The Lord and waiting Omega. For now, we eat the water.
And you discredit him. You accuse him. What do you think the CDC going to do? 2023, they're going to play the tape. And Kev, you know that. When the CDC say, you know what? When Democratic Party say play the tape, when Republicans say play the tape, you know exactly where is this going. Today will be a day to remember when it comes to Liberty Party. Maybe some of you guys are afraid, but at least I would say,
yeah. You know, I always hate Musability and harder, you know, but sometime in life you listen to some things and then you question and certain things, and you want to go there and what Musability was saying, you know, we try to stop him. But I think he's right. You calling a man, you know, Musability said things I should give my children. I should give to my children. I put it on Liberty Party.
Question on gay rights, and I've answered this question, and perhaps not too elegantly. And I've used the words that I'm conflicted by this issue, but let me explain why. Let me explain what I mean by that. It's a lifestyle that I struggle with. As important, though, I believe, Liberians are also focused on health, education, jobs, and I also want us to focus the conversation on those issues.
You think the answer to that question is the right way?
I don't know if that's
it's a very sensitive.
It's a very sensitive issue, and I don't know if that's
there was a strip with youth support is something that you would, you know.
Mamadi, I think I've answered the question the way I'm comfortable answering it. And again, I gotta be.
Including all stupid thing want to call you Fagon. He started telling her, owing. Yeah, I want to owe you, rogue like you, criminal like you. You don't have to beg somebody to release you from court, to withdraw your case from court. That you don't want telling people that you're idiots say I owe you money. Many days we want to club. I don't know who used to buy you beer. You want me to name some of the places that buy you beer? Idiot, stupid, useless, reckless, irresponsible man like you. Now people that know you can respect you. You are David Kollah. That other one and that show not pay one. We all went to NASCAR. to the Weah Vamos and sold a brilliant idea to him to promote the government. The Weah Vamos gave us $24,000 US. Unfortunately, I was not in the country. I traveled. I went to Sierra Leone for Oba. What did you guys do? You convinced David for you to eat up and you're able to do the people work. Who talked to me to forget it? That means it's a name. You're stupid fool. I'm supposed to owe you money. You're idiot. But don't worry. Don't worry. Let my security be assured. If today President George Weah and his officials, in consultation with the international community, can assure me that when I go to Liberia, nobody will harm me, I will go to Liberia tomorrow, first thing in the morning. If I can be assured that when I enter Liberia, my life is protected, I can go to Liberia, first thing in the morning, you will see me in Monrovia. First thing in the morning, you will see me there. I'm not going to mind your reckless mouth. You open it just because you're trying to defend or impress people. You don't want to go back to your garden and be picking lettuce and other stuff, vegetables. So you sit there, you open your eyes and tell me I owe you. I'm supposed to owe you money. You, Fagon, I'm supposed to owe you. You, when you're not going to eat to my girl, you can't eat. You can be making plans with the securities for food business to my girl. That you the one supposed to owe, idiot like you. Eh? Idiot like you, stupid ass. You get sense? I told you I was going to react to you. The only person I will spear in this podcast tonight is Minister Eugene Namwe. I'm spearing him because I see him like a father. I still respect him at that level. When you don't respect yourself and go and say nonsense about me next time, then I will come for him. But tonight I will spare him. Tonight I will not bother him. I will spare him. I will let him be. But after tonight, let him go again and make statements that he made about me to LBS compound. Some of those reckless statements that he made, let him go again and do it. Then I will come for him. And when I come for him, nobody will talk to me and listen to him. Nobody in this world. Y'all think y'all stupid more than me? Because we can wear bow tie. I'm a white plain clothes Zogo. You don't know me. They think you can do the y'all small one. You don't know me. Y'all really know me? You know what my mind, my pa, they sat down, they join and name me, my friend name, my last name. You know the history behind it. Your ass or your fucking idiot, you said I go say I owe you money. You're stupid fool. I don't blame your ass. Because you came to Liberia, no credential, nothing. They gave you good position. Why you misbehaving around here, telling people I owe you money. Yes, I do owe some people, but not Eugene Fagon. I have money for some people. But that would not even have made me to leave Liberia. Because I jail yesterday, I owe people. I've been owing them for some time. I've been paying them small. So why should I leave my good job that will pay me money? That started paying me. Since we came in the year when I spot a name, they were paying me small. Regularly now. So I could have continued paying those people. I could have continued. What do you think? I had to run away, leave my job, leave my beautiful family, and come and start struggling in different countries to get food to eat. You can be half of me. And I'll go leave my job because I owe somebody. I'm the first to owe somebody in Liberia. I'm the first. Liberia said I'm sitting down there, owe plenty of people. They didn't put Liberia in jail. I mean they will put in jail. Yeah, other idiot maggot.
Thank you, but we not see the thing here. So, Nimakande, the Parliament Chief Council, the Georgian Council Chief and Elder Yokoye, we are now receiving the 10 motorbike and the 2 cars. The ambulance for Saglepe, my fan, Santonima, Saglepe. So, when Saglepe benefit, so go longo. But I'm saying, the particular 10 motorbikes should be given to we, the Parliament Chief, or the Chief Council, the Georgian Council, go sit in our caucus. We are not children to be poor by the nose. We go there and then we make our decision. When the senator elected, they go in their chair, they go in their caucus, and they elect their wife. You the chairman, you the vice for this and that. The senator, they divide and just to be the opposition. The CGO, the chief. The House of Senate is a House of Error. The House of Chief is a House of Error.
So you said, how do you want the distribution to be done?
We want the superintendent to turn it over to we, the traditional chiefs, that the president appropriate and get them motorbike to. We know what to do. But if they're going to be the player and the referee, then they tell us, Mama Senior is here, Payman is here, Peter Ballon is here, President is here. We are many, but we are what? Elders. We know what to do.
The county administration already done the distribution.
They are done it?
They already done it.
Oh, how they do it?
Okay, wait and see. There you go.
Wait and see?
Yeah.
Okay, let me take delivery of my car and my motorbike right now.
You want car and motorbike?
Of course, on the traditional council level, we the people on the county level, the 10 motorbike belongs to us. Then on the paramount chief, and then the council level again, the 2 cars for one upper Nima and lower Nima. I finished yelling. If that car was in the upper Nima, Chito will be inside the gone the chairman.
Okay, thank you.
The so-called traditional council is being what?
Well, friend and brother, you know, this survey making me laugh. And it is serious. It is serious. He's talking about the 10 motorbike that the president gave along with the car. Up to now, the chief and elder have not yet received. But anyway, I'm good to be here. And I'm happy for us to be here tonight. What's about you?
As usual, AB, I am grateful to the God that made me to be briefing right now. And I'm happy and hopeful that we will have a good conversation tonight with our audience. Those who are right now, 160 people on right now according to my screen. And those who will come to watch us later, talk what we get to talk. But Liberia is getting interesting on a daily basis. So far, so good. I'm doing good in North Dakota. Bless God.
Yeah, I wonder also to skim a little bit on this Martin Kollah issues. You know, for me, when it comes to Martin, let me start with you. What do you think about Martin Kollah?
AB, to be honest with you, I had a great respect for Martin Kollah. When some of us entered University of Liberia 2005, Martin Kollah and the rest of the guys were already in leadership. I mean student leadership at the level of soup. But you see, poverty can do all kinds of stuff. Poverty can do all kinds of stuff. Even when you are educated and you are in poverty, that education is for nothing. I could see the guilt in Martin Kollah today. Yesterday, Liberian time, when he appeared on Spoon Talk. Martin Kollah had already gone. Martin Kollah and the rest of the guys at the level of Soup Center Committee are already gone to cadre training classes and they graduated. And they already had hold of student leadership before we enter University of Liberia. To even go for that soup training, or excuse me, to attend that cadre training classes, you have to be, really investigated, and they do all sort of, scrutiny to go to that class. And at the end of the class, to even give you the paperwork, the test for that class is another wahala there. Our class didn't get it because there was a huge confusion within. Our senior brother, Colonel Legacy, Mr. Kurubu Nyon Sheriff, may so rest in peace. He was the chairperson at the time for SOUP. And then we had the Kaki Coalition, Emo Young with Tubo, and the rest of the guys, Tico Yole, Josiah Williams, all these guys. But the last time on this show, let me just flip a little bit. I told you the donation of those motorbikes and pickups to the chiefs and elders of County A, County B, County C was a recipe for confusion. And when you read our book for Animal Farm, you get to understand most of the things we're talking about. Enjoy your guest last night. Everything that we are doing, the opposition community, advocacy community, we are not part of what opposition doing actually, one way or the other, suing each other. It just further derailed our effort to be able to remove George Weah and his government democratically come 2023. And when you find majority of the population in confusion, it works better for George Weah and his cronies because people are not going to vote. That is that, and that's why you saw the chief doing what he's doing. And there are going to be more confusion. That is just Nimba County. That is just Nimba. We ain't talk about Lofa County yet. Because they want to put in confusion already with this Samuka stuff. They're coming to declare the seat. They got to make sure and neutralize Lofa County in terms of politics. But that is that. Let me come back to the question. From the perspective of human resources, Martin Kollah is now responsible for his stealing behavior. From the perspective of human resources.
Okay.
Huh? I said from the perspective of human resources, Martin Kollah is now responsible for his stealing behavior.
Okay.
Human resources should be responsible. But the next question is, do we have a set of human resources system in Liberia? The answer is no. Okay? Abi, you and I will work in America here. Whether you resign or you are terminated, before you even walk away from that job, your name is deleted from payroll automatically, because there is a human resources, a complete set of human resources system from the floor where you are, wherever you are working, from your job site to the first supervisor to the manager to the whatever you call it, whatever that hierarchy is set up. The day you walk away, that same day they prepare your last paycheck. Whether you wait for 1 hour before that decision came in, whether you resign or you get terminated or you are fired, at that particular moment, your exit, if it is resignation, maybe you were director or maybe administrative person, they will do the exit interview. Why are you leaving? Why you want to leave? You will tell them. You're not forced, but that's the normal way to do it. You will tell them why you are leaving, and they will agree with you. Most of the time, at the level of us, is 2-week notice. It's professional. When you are a manager, 1 month notice is also acceptable and recommended. So when you exit, you can't get no money from there besides your last paycheck, the one you work for on the book. Okay, that's one. Now, we don't have that in Liberia. Liberia has become so politicized to a point where there is no professionalism anymore. Everything is about politics. But this is my take on this thing here. Based on what we know now, because Dillon spoke on Spoon Talk, Martin Kollah came out with some press conference yesterday and later on appeared on Spoon Talk. But this is the thing. Abi, I was in Liberia. Me too had direct deposit as well, civil servant, fire clerk, later on research assistant and Minister of Foreign Affairs. We were all compared, mandated by the alien government to sell a direct deposit. And you know, majority of us had UBA account. Okay? Whenever money went there, you get some kind of alert on your phone. Direct deposit. I was not getting US dollar anyway, I was getting Liberty, 7,000 and change, Liberty, Liberian dollar. That is that. But the key area is most of our people now lack, integrity. Insincerity, dishonesty is now the hallmark of our system. Martin Kollah found himself in the high-level political environment, motivated by people that he believed in. Number one, Musa Belete. Number two, Arizona B. Cummings. Just based on public records in Liberia, Musa Belete is a millionaire. He's a rich man. How do you call it, man? Arizona B. Cummings is also a millionaire. If they talk with you behind the scene to resign from your position that will pay you to take care of yourself, to take care of your family, to pay your mortgage, why couldn't you tell them behind the scene, I'm not leaving the office here until you put me on salary? So when I'm leaving, I will still being paid. Because this situation here, the law did not fire you.
You resign.
So this is not about mortgage payment. This is not about Delon being so wicked. He did not, realize the effort you made for him, your family. You will lose your family. You will all that is not important. Mr. Kollah or Kollah, whatever that is, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce your last name very well. You resign from Delon's office as chief of office staff. If I were in his position, AB, you know what I would do? I would not allow any political maneuvering to work for me in favor of Delon and the rest of the guys that I went against. I will not allow it. You know what? If you are saying this was a plain calculated attempt to malign your character,
that's how it looked like.
It means you accepted that based on the behavior that we know now. If Delon sent letter to the central administration, especially the controller, that 3 people resign from my office, remove Peter, remove John, and remove Paul, but I want it to be retroactive because when I bring a new person, I don't want to go through all of that, delete that name and plug in the other name. That's what Delon said. I'm just quoting him. And for some reason, Mr. Kollah, former chief of staff name, was not deleted from payroll. Therefore, money has been going into that account. And he made it clear that the account was, or it is, his personal account. AB, for God in heaven's sake, as ugly as Liberia is, nobody can tell me that in 3 months or 5 months, you will not know what is happening inside that bank account. I can't take that. So if I were in a position...
Liberia been a country of poverty striking.
Yeah, poverty striking country. Now you come in to say you had a mortgage arrangement, automatic payment, and this is another flawed argument he made, that he did not carry on any transaction from September 1st all the way to November. That's not true. The thing here is simple. I don't have to physically swap my debit card before I carry on transaction. I don't have to physically go to the bank and ask the teller to give me $3 or $4 before I carry on transaction. If I set up automatic payment, or if I link that account to another account to take care of my business, that's transaction, Mr. Kollah. That's transaction. The fact that you admitted to us and the media and the public that UBA transferred the money to how do you call it? LBDI.
Echo Bank.
I don't think that Echo Bank, I think that LBDI. He said LBDI. But let's leave that. UBA transferred the money from your account as a result of government paying you to another account of yours,
mortgage payment,
to carry on your mortgage payment. That is a transaction. And the loan officer calling you ain't even matter in this case. But this is what really disappointed me. For Martin Kollah to even answer a single question from Spoon Top panelists, he could not answer any question. Look, the thing here is simple. You find yourself in a hardcore toxic political environment. So when you're taking decisions, you have to be very much calculative. Then you're talking about, oh, they don't want to malign my character because he know I want to run for representation. All that did not matter. Martin Kollah, Combre, Senior Combre, you left the long office. Anything about the long office should not matter to you. The best thing Martin Kollah would have done, the fact that he resigned, copy of that resignation letter, indicating inside, CC copy would have gone to the Senate controller. Please remove my name from payroll. Don't wait for Delon to do it for you. because you said to us you disagree with Dillon on policy level, behavior, and the rest of it. So you already know that exists. And considering our political system in Liberia, politics, policy is not about the country, it is about us. That's how we preach it. And that's how we behave. So he would have done that if for any reason, if I were in his shoe, I would have been checking that account every single day. The day I found the first $5 in that account, I will make sure and get a printout and write letter and attach it to it and send it to Delon and send it to the controller and CC copy the Senate pro tempore. My brother, all the things we're talking to will not be talking it. If the people are still going about paying you, then we fire the controller. We fire the controller. Because the controller will have all the necessary information and directive to do what he or she needed to do. But he didn't do that. He used the money. Then Delon, according to Delon, he wrote in officially, privately. Nothing came out of that. He's waiting for him to respond. He respond. According to Delon, the other benefit Kollah already had and was not paid until he resigned. Those benefits came, including gasoline. He sent it privately to him, and whether he signed for it, somebody signed for it, Delon called the person in. I don't remember. All that thing that went secret until this information. Why Kollah could not just respond to Delon's letter? Or call him on the phone and record it. That, oh, Delon, I got it. I'm working on it. That money, look. Kollah didn't do all of that. It passed. If I were in his shoe today, or yesterday, Liberian time, the best thing Kollah would have done was to apologize to the public for using that money, and he knew he was not working in that office. Kollah in America and the world over, when you resign from job or they fire you, you don't get no pay. It's just simple. And they still give you your last paycheck that you work for, especially in a salary environment. Even those that do hourly. If your last day on that job, you work 2 hours or 1 hour, you will get a check. You'll get a check. In America, for the most part, it is extremely difficult for you to resign from a job or to terminate your service and get paid. But in Liberia, it is common.
Okay.
That's criminal behavior.
Okay.
That's criminal behavior. He should be apologizing to us, the taxpayer, instead of him trying to put on defense. That's my take on that.
Thank you. For me, it kind of baffle me. It kind of looking disgraceful for the fact that Martin, of all persons, for what Martin explained to me, I'm not saying any other person, for what Martin explained to me, and for what I am hearing, Martin should be ashamed of himself.
Of course. Can't
Martin
do that. You
should
can't
be
sit and
ashamed
put it
of
on your
himself.
shoulder.
Number one is that the moment he went to the bank, he saw that money in the bank. He never reported it.
No,
Martin
they use it to pay his mortgage.
Martin should have written ADD and read the controller and CC carpet. Let me repeat it. Martin should have written the senator whose office that he was working in as chief of staff, CC carpet the controller, CC carpet the Senate pro tempore, and sit down and wait for your response. But you never did that. You took the money and pay your mortgage. You took the money and pay your mortgage. Gasoline slave was given to you. Not the same. Abraham Dara didn't say it. All Martin should have done, and you say that you want to contest in your district, in district number 6, additional former district, and then they kind of yo is behind you. Martin should be ashamed of himself. The next thing is that you know, I want us to talk about.
But before you go, AB, Liberia is very interesting right now. You know, Martin Boss called after before the show ended tonight. Musa Belete, they're calling him Dr. Musa Belete. We get plenty of doctors in Liberia now. Doctor with a portfolio.
Oh, really?
Musa Belete called and supported the argument of Martin Kollah. He went on to say Martin Kollah could not explain himself very well. However, he just called to make that part clear. He did a good thing. He did an honorable thing by returning the money. And he went on to say other public officials that we elected, they took $30,000. That was a backlash from the public, and then on and on, and none of them did that. So Martin should be considered as a hero, as somebody with integrity. They fight that. The money went in his account, and the money had no business going there. He used it to pay for his house, and later on, we got to know we book it out and pay it back. Martin's a hero. That Musa Belete there. Go on Spoon Talk, you will find it there. Musa Belete. Oh, God bless us.
So let's move to our next topic here tonight. You know, before we go to the letter issues, I found this clip, and I want to play it for you, and then you tell us what you think.
Declared by the judge, they go in your favor. Well, it is not a matter of hope. We are quite categorical as to the constitutional prohibition. The laws we cited, our legal memorandum is very rich in terms of what we rely on, and we are very much confident that the court will decide as and when and how the court decides will determine the next course of action.
Councillor, I'm very sure that you are happy before the judge will in your favor.
Well, it's not every decision that the judge makes in your favor that you have to be happy. You just have to be consistent in what you do and make sure that you stick to your argument. The matter does not end on the basis of one ruling. I have told you all that we are consistent, persistent in this matter. We will pursue it to a logical conclusion. If it requires us going to the Supreme Court so that the court passes in this issue, we will certainly do that.
So what that means is that even from here, if the ruling were to be against you, you're not going to come back to the civil court, the civil court. Instead, you're going to go up to the Supreme Court and appeal.
We have said that repeatedly, that this is a fundamental constitutional issue. We are not challenging the constitutionality of an act. No. We are saying that the magistrate misapply the law in terms of two doctrines. One, the out of production, two, the collective entity. He applied the collective entity to individuals. When an individual is charged with the commission of a crime, our Constitution, Article 21H is categorical, shall not be compelled to furnish evidence against himself. Relating that to the Fifth Amendment, we have said the Fifth Amendment says the person shall not be a witness against himself. When you define evidence, evidence is an embodiment of all species of materials, information, objects, books. It encompasses all of them. So witness is just one element of the evidence we are talking about. So when our Constitution says that a witness, an accused shall not furnish evidence against himself, it means it applies to documents, it applies to books, it applies to testimonies. Even at that, the Fifth Amendment, as interpreted by the Federal Supreme Court of the United States, has expanded that particular provision to include books, documents, and any species of evidence.
What do you expect on Friday?
Well, I expect the judge to rule in keeping with the law.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's see if we can talk with but I think I should be the first. Why would you go to Sila before your kind of because you must have first. So what is the issue? The issue is we want to know now that the hearing has concluded, and with the judge reserving ruling until Thursday rather. What are your hopes?
Look, first,
Council, before getting to that, first the judge ruled against you by
he didn't only rule against me, he ruled against them as well. Part of the issue they raised.
Let's talk about yours.
No, let's talk about theirs. Part of the issue is that first is an elementary practice in criminal procedure law. You can't file a motion on the same day you serve your adversary, 1 minute later then you make an application for them to consolidate the old motion and the new motion. We were served 7 minutes to the commencement of the trial. Then they asking the judge that the judge should consolidate the motion to dismiss and then the motion that they filed. The question we asked the court was that, Your Honor, number one, we don't have the time to respond. Every motion, written motion, we should respond to it through writing. We should resist it through writing. We have just been served a copy of the motion. How can we hear this? So the judge dismissed that. Then they make an application for consolidation. The motion to consolidate is different from the motion to strike. Again, the judge denied that. They claim that our motion to dismiss was not properly verified. But under the principle of law and practice, if you say the motion that we file is not properly verified, you have to attach a copy. But you can't just do a plain pleading, there's nothing attached to it, nothing, no evidence to that. Well, the judge said, and we told the court, we say, Your Honor, the man in his submission or his petition, he said the law that the judge in the court below relied upon is inferior to the Constitution. So therefore, he raising the inferiority or the superiority of the Constitution. When that question is raised, it's not cognizable on a summary proceeding. It's a question of law that can be determined by the Supreme Court. The judge said the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of all constitutional issues. The judge said by the expression final arbiter, it means a constitutional issue can originate from anywhere. We have a disagreement. Well, that's the opinion of the judge. And the judge has made our motion to dismiss on that ground. But we then demonstrated to the court their own pleading, where they squarely said that the statute is inferior to the Constitution. That question of the inferiority of the statute is not raised in the court below, it must be raised in the Supreme Court. We also challenged the court. We said, look, the procedure governing the Circuit Court is not the same procedure governing the Supreme Court. The procedure says when an application is filed on summary before you must cite the party before you issue any stay order. In this case, you issue a stay order before you cited the party, and we show the judge the rule. We say Rule 33 of the Rules of Court forbids you from doing that. You must cite the party before the party comes. When you hear, then you can issue the order. We also say, we challenge the judge. We say, you have no authority to hear this particular summary proceeding because it's venue for the November 10, 2022. Under the new judiciary law, especially we cited the law, we said Section 3.9 of the new judiciary law says that the Chief Justice will assign judges to court on a term-to-term basis. So, Your Honor, were you to proceed to hear this matter that is venue for the November 10th for which you have no letter of appointment, certainly you will be violating the law because then there will be no reason. Any judge can just sit down and determine a case that is venue for another term. We say the case doesn't venue before you because you are not sure, Your Honor, that you'll be here in the November 10, 2022. Number two, you don't have any letter of appointment under Section 3.9. The judge disagreed with us. We accepted to that ruling. So those are the key issues. The third issue we raised was that when the matter is on summary, you only review the decision and action, the activities of the judge in the court below. You don't raise an entirely new issue. When you raise an entirely new issue, there is not cognizable before the court. For example, the non-existence of the document that you're talking about, it was never raised. The issue of Mo Ali distributing the document to them was never denied. You can't come up here now and raise an entirely new issue. Well, the judge ruled. Our duty is to obey the judge, but now we have the option and the opportunity to go up to the Supreme Court for the court to review the decision whether or not if a Liberian citizen squarely raises a constitutional issue, the court below can pass upon that. And whether or not on a summary proceeding can raise an entirely new issue, and whether or not the action of the judge in violation of Rule 33, whether it's acceptable. For example, Rule 33 of the Rules of Court says he must cite the party. The other issue was, the court is setting this term of court is called the November 10, 2021. And this court, hear a case that is pending for November 10, 2022? No.
Now, Council, it seems like we're on a marathon here because this is just a pre-trial of this case.
We're ready for a fight.
Consider Sida talking about going to the Supreme Court. You just talked about
going
going
to
the Supreme Court.
There's no even about it. We're on our way. We're on our way, and the reason why we're on our way, we stated those issues. Let the Supreme Court interpret for us and for the Liberian people whether a judge sitting in one term can determine a case venue for another term. That's a question of law.
Councillor, why you want to prolong this case?
No, I'm not prolonging the issue. I'm being a bit circumspect, especially in dealing with some of the critical issues as it relates to law. I'm somebody who is learning in the law. I should respect the law. I should respect the court. I respect the judge. I congratulate the judge. I say, Your Honor, we'll see. So they are on their way to Supreme Court. We are on our way to Supreme Court.
From the way you're sounding, it seems like the ruling is reserved for Thursday, but it seems like you already know the outcome.
No. There's no way that I can preempt the outcome. I'm only going to Supreme Court. I may go to Supreme Court on the three basic fundamental issues. Question number one, I want for you to take this into consideration. Whether a judge can sit in one term and determine a case venue for another term at one. Two, whether the rules governing the circuit, especially Rule 33, a court of law of that nature can issue a stay order absent the hearing of the party. And two, the third issue is where a party raises squarely a constitutional issue, challenging and indicating that the statute relied upon in the code below is inferior to the Constitution. Whether on summary, that court can do it. The fourth issue is whether the court on summary can hear an entirely new issue that was never brought up in the court below.
So with all of what you're raising, then it seems like whatever decision is made by the judge, by Judge Roosevelt Willie, if the Supreme Court rules, if Judge Roosevelt rules against you, then of course everything is overturned.
Well, first and foremost,
that is
I've never
conceptualized
the idea that Judge Willie will rule against me or he will not rule against me. I'm only acting within the pale of the law. So what does the law say?
So, Council, why if the case, why if the ruling of
No, I don't deal with supposition.
Go to the Supreme Court as you stated there?
Thank you. I just got a meaning of the court. I don't deal with the word if, what, but, how, no. Because I'm a prosecutor. I believe in the law. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I just got a meanings of the court. The raw meanings of the court. I'm going to read the raw meanings of the court and act accordingly as the law requires. That's what we're supposed to do. This matter, we didn't start with us. We didn't start this matter. They started this matter. I'm not a member of CPP. I'm only the state prosecutor. And if a Liberian citizen comes before me and complains to the court consistent with the law, and the court issue a raid and the raid is sent over to me, I must prosecute. I'll tell you something, beginning tomorrow, I will be in the Musa Belete case, I'll be prosecutor, I'll be leading the prosecution department.
That's how you certify the interpretation of Article 21H.
No, the court doesn't have the authority to interpret Article 21, it's only Supreme Court. So it's not a question of whether I'm certified. If I disagree, I'm going to go to Supreme Court. Okay. So I might go to Supreme Court. Starting from today to tomorrow, I might.
Okay.
And I'm considering that.
So we look forward to the ruling is going to come out. So maybe tomorrow we expect to see Supreme Court.
No. What I will do, I will not stay. I will not, because if I go to Supreme Court now, I might steal any further ruling. Okay. But they might do it. They might do so because they file a motion to strike, and the motion to strike, they attach no evidence. Then they serve it on, then they say the court should consolidate a motion to strike with a motion to dismiss. The judge said that's not the procedure. So, because the judge denied that, they might go to Supreme Court. They might likely go to Supreme Court. So while they are on their way to Supreme Court, we are also on our way to Supreme Court.
Right. Okay, thank you. We wish you success.
Thanks a lot. Let's see who wins the Supreme Court battle.
What do you make of this Serena Cephas and the other lawyer?
It is. I actually consider it, for those of us who are in this business of making Liberia a better place, I think it's a good thing. When citizens of a given country believe in a court system and they can go there and argue it within the confines of the law, maybe in any country is a good thing. And for those of us that do what we're doing now, I think it's a learning path for us. So that we are not lawyers, but at least they are educating a lot. But the other flip side is, Kumi is on the dryer right now. Kumi is not sleeping. Kumi is not even having appetite right now to eat. Yes. The reason here is simple. The reason here is simple. This is a criminal case. This is a criminal case. From my own sources, the way Liberia look like, everybody just feel when you get money, you can just get away with things. No, it's not in all cases. Especially political nature of this. Or this, because we got two criminal cases now that Serena Sifa going to be taking on. The one he already got in Musa Ability versus Liberty Party group. So that's also a criminal case. So the people that sue, they're going to lay by and Serena Sifa take on that. So the whole thing here is, you heard them talking about November term of code, right?
Yes.
They're not 2021, they're on November term of code 2021. And the next term of code going to be November 2022. My brother, for going heaven's sake. Somebody who want to be president, you think they want to go to that route?
But
by July.
But that was Serena
no,
Sifa
just few seconds. AB. By July, I'm not super with this. I didn't really follow it up. The Election Commission has a quarter point based on our electoral system. By July, they're going to be something a pre-qualification of candidates for 2023 elections. I'm not too sure of this. My audience, you check it out. But the point here is, who will win, who will not win, and that's my issue. My issue is, how long the case is going to take? We already got one more, right?
Yes.
They started to say it was a cartoon, right? They were getting in there and get it because Kumi has money, purchasing people from constituent political party, purchasing folks, partisan, from other process group, purchase just all over the place, paying them good money. Now, the story is going the way it is going. We should not even expect the case to be resolved this month. We already February 7 today. And from all indication, my brother, based on the doctrine that we already know, Kumi is going to be compelled to produce that document. It is the production of this document that making Kumi to go from one appeal to another appeal from one. And you know what? Serena Sifa and Judge Weah government got nothing to lose. They ain't got nothing to lose. That's the thing. People that are advising Alexander Cummings, they mislead him.
So
they already misled him and they still misleading him.
So the court's supposed to go for a recess and come November, or they supposed to announce the judges that are supposed to take over from November terms of court. That what I don't
According to Serena Sifa and even right here in North Dakota and Minnesota where you are, this way judges are appointed for a specific term. For us in Liberia, we don't have district. So far, so good. But we got circuit code, this code, magisterial code, this and that. That's the system we got because our country is not big. Okay? So, Serena Sifa is arguing this particular judge that heard the case yesterday cannot assign the case to himself for November term of court for 2022 because he's not too sure he will be there. Because the Supreme Court, we have to do the appointment to the Chief Justice Office.
Yeah, but don't
if he were having a letter, if he were having an appointment letter according to Serena Sifa, then that could be something that they can listen to him. So in real time, the real case, the real trial have not started yet. The real trial for Alexander Cummings, in order to be identified, we identified them already, and URE ALP/ as a state witness and government of Liberia as a plaintiff, that case have not started yet. The real trial have not started yet. This is just a pre-trial arrangement. What do I mean by that? Kumi say under Article 21, Kumi through his defense team said they cannot produce evidence against their client and they were not advising to do so. The lower court over there said, no, you need to go bring it. So they filed a motion to a little bit higher level to deal with that. Now they're going to that higher level, the problem did not resolve. So they both threatened to go to Supreme Court. However, where they went today, the judge scheduled, I think Thursday or Friday, for hearing. But what usually happens before these times get into play, they file another motion to another higher court. And when that higher court receive it, based on our system, then they send it down to the lower court that presided over that case to place a stay order. That's why the other court did with magisterial court say, hey, I get something here that they say you don't have jurisdiction over it. They say, in fact, before I hear it, Serena say you're not supposed to do that. Under the law, the judge not supposed to do that. Supposed to cite both parties and hear if no understanding and place a stay order. But instead of hearing, the judge automatically placed a stay order and it went in yesterday. Nothing showed up. So now both parties talking about going to the Supreme Court. You think that thing will finish, Jenna? And mind you, Supreme Court is not going to take on the case. Supreme Court is going to interpret the constitutional contention whether Liberian citizens can produce evidence against themselves. At number one. Another thing now that have been raised now is the judge over there did something that went against the law, according to CFOS. So the defense has been consistent on the side of Alexander Cummings, but their consistency say it's not holding water. They are saying their client cannot produce document against himself. Incompetent Kollah jurisdiction. They are quoting Article 21. The defense, or the prosecution side is also quoting the statute, the judicial statute, that said, no, this one here is not actually evident against you under the statute. It is a prima facie document that in the first place generated the case. And why you file with Election Commission is not a primary document, it's a secondary document. And you have the primary document because you were in charge of the CPP doing the signing of that document. You have the original document, you need to give it to us to establish our evidence.
Okay.
To see what on the original and to see what on the photocopy that they are already in possession of. But many people now understanding the whole requesting for document. Maybe the thing is not about that Serena Sifa as a state lawyer and the people who sue Ure and his party don't have the document. They do have the document, but the law requires the defense to produce the document because it is this document, the consistencies on the part of Alexander Cummings and the ANC not to give copy to his colleagues motivated the lawsuit. And according to them, they have sustained political injury.
Okay.
And so they sued Cummings for that.
Let's move to our final topic, our final discussions about the bicentennial. I think about the bicentennial and about the same time the U.S. Congress met then issues a statement to the Treasury Department. And for me, I believe that the bicentennial thing, it was not properly planned. The bicentennial thing, it was not properly planned. Ghana, our friend and sister country Ghana, Ghana took 1 year planning. 1 year. This bicentennial thing is just for the government to get sufficient money and be able to eat our brothers and sisters who have not been to Africa for decades. And this one, And I'm so happy that the USA Congress was able to come up with such a letter. Your point.
Maybe anyway, all of us have some interest in Josh Weah as young people. He is our generational friend and big brother, and a very successful Liberian based on our system as a result of his God-given talent. But when it comes to political side, majority of us knew Josh Weah was very, how do I call it, novice when it comes to our political terrain. However, we also realized, even before he got there, that there will be people around George Weah that will provide guardians when it comes to our country governance system or governance approaches. I didn't have the simplest thought that that group of people will exhibit this level of stability when it comes to the governance of our country. In the first place, I don't think Barcelona should have been playing in the first place 1 year to a couple of months to our election year. All right, presidential and general election year. That's the first place. All right, but we are dealing with CDC and Joshua and Samuel Toy, Koji, and the rest of the guys. I am very positive that somebody just sat in the corner. Maybe, you know, they were able to look at certain things online and see that Ghanaians did it, we can do it too. Joey, I mean, we can do that thing, we bring the people here. And you know, they brought about the pro-poll and they didn't have no definition of pro-poll, right? They didn't have no idea which country you're working, they just saw it and they put him there. But if you were to take empirical approach when it comes to pro-poll government, we're talking about, for example, Burkina Faso under Thomas Sankara. We're talking about Tanzania under John McAfee. I'm not pronouncing the last name very well.
Magufuli.
Yeah, Magufuli. I would want to consider those two countries. There could be other countries, but those two countries. When you look at the approach the people took, it's 360-degree angle away from the approach that we're seeing our government taking. Okay? So the whole thing, to me, it's not about reconnecting our diplomatic and historical ties with the United States. No. The Barcelona is not about that from the way we see things going. And the behavior of this government since they came to power. It's all about small things. Let's just do it. When we do it, they can't take it from us. We did it. We don't care. But Abby, it's a big contradiction to have your best friend for almost 200 years or little over 200 years. You are talking about we've been having the relationship and we want to showcase that we are actually true friends. We want to prove that to the world and our people. That your very friend. About 7 days, just 7 days. Today is February 7. Yesterday this information came out. This is it. Folks, if you guys can't see it, go. I'm sorry, but we'll talk about this. That your very friend outline and catalog everything you are doing that is wrong. And came up with historical analysis, counts, telling you this is what other government did, and we did this. Whatever you are doing, we want you to step down a little bit and double all your effort to do better. That's why America is telling George Weah government. And let me tell you something, my people. I'm a political analyst. I did political science, okay? Just so you know. I did this for a living before. I'm not doing it for a living right now because you're not paying me. Okay? I'm going to be proud to say that. There is no president that's going to erase, or there will be no government that's going to erase the historical tie between Liberia and United States. But what presidents, future presidents, and current one, future governments, and current one can do is to make our historical tie with United States, the friendship that we've been having, to make it more juicy. So that the Liberian people, we the Liberian people, can benefit from that. We Liberians outside of Liberia, we send more money to Liberia more than the national budget in Liberia. But they don't even respect us. America said it here. They say we that here, they need to work with us. They're not us saying no. America say government of Liberia, not just the government, future government, including George Weah government, need to work with us to give them idea how to run our country in terms of democracy and good governance. To minimize stealing. To minimize nepotism. To minimize giving job to their girlfriends. To minimize giving job to their friends. To minimize stealing. Somebody was in a zinc shack yesterday. They become government minister, director general, commissioner overnight. 90 days is too much. They got skyscraper buildings. And when you talk it, people like my big brother Nathaniel Magesi, where's the proof? You know, I monitored Spoon Talk yesterday. I enjoy running Sear, the CEO and the owner of Front Page Africa. And I like the way he put it. I like it. Ronnie Sear said the other government that existed in Liberia before you, they said the same thing. They were looking for evidence. They didn't have no evidence. They killed people on camera for the same corruption. In the open. There are a very group of people that took over, and after killing those people, when we say, yeah, you don't like it, but I'm sorry. That is the history, my people. Mr. Kumi said we cannot keep doing one thing over and over and again and expect different results. No, it's not going to work. I agree with him, even though it's a borrowed word for Einstein. But we're not going to that academic stuff. We're just going to our political talk. And United States went on we go. World War II, this and that. In fact, just so you know, since our two successive civil wars ended, officially August 11, 2003, it has been 19 years. 2-year transitional government and 12-year democratic government prior to George Weah. Now George Weah is there. He's been there at least 4 years now. America said this was the same behavior on the part of other government that led to the war and killed over 250,000 Liberians and other citizens. I'm not going to read this thing word by word to you. We're not going to end it just now. It's about 2-page document issued by US Congress. People got displaced. Women were raped. Children turned into child soldiers. You name it. As a result of that, United Nations Security Council imposed sanctions on our country. In by 16, according to United States Congress. 2016, your year, 1 year to the election. 2017 election. They just lifted that sanction. Because every government that comes to power, United Nations, United States, and other allies in the Security Council, they offer certain benchmark. And according to United States Congress, United States government work with Liberia to meet up with the benchmark. That was Ellen government. So they lifted the sanction. In addition to that, they helped us to reduce our debt. United States government is saying to us Liberians, especially those that are in government, you start again, oh. So they lifted the sanction 2016, 2016, 1 year to election in 2017. So we take in 2016 and 2017. 2 years, Ellen government democratically ended. Just we have started 2018 to today, 4 years later, we've gone back to our old behaviors. We can't change. Country chicken, we can't change. So America is saying, if we don't change, this time around, we're not going to issue blanket sanctions, but we issue targeted sanctions. That means, based on their own research, certain people in the government, including George Weah, will be sanctioned. So the citizens can't suffer too much because they're already suffering. Maybe they might target finance minister. They could target justice minister. They could target George Weah himself, the vice president. George Weah and vice president Joel, they already sanctioned anyway because they're giving a C visa, and the information ministry can't tell why they're giving the president C visa, the vice president C visa. The last time Joel was given C visa, she was in Ghana and she refused to come. So they sent Clyde Weah because Clyde is a citizen. She don't care. Just Weah come to United Nations General Assembly, they say, no, stay right there. That's the thing you prepare in Minnesota and Philadelphia will not guarantee your security. So you can't leave. But they can't tell us. They can't tell us.
Yes. Before you go there, just something that I just wanted to say. You know that the USA asked the Mazwa Kimia wife to leave the country. The USA government. Oh yes. They have canceled. They have told her if she remain here, she'll be considered as a persona non grata.
Who?
The Mazwa Kimia.
But the Mazwa Kimia is no more here.
I'm not talking about the Mazwa. I'm talking about his wife.
Oh, okay.
A wife is the minister for counselor.
Oh, minister counselor. At the embassy or at the UN?
At the New York Liberian mission.
Yeah, that's the United Nations, yeah.
They have classified her. If she remain here for today, she will be classified as persona non grata. And Mazwa Kimia cannot even come here because of sexual harassment allegation that was leveled against him by a worker to his office. So clearly, this government is taking a bad trend. Go ahead.
But AB, the whole Liberia story, I just don't understand. I mean, why our government continue to be the way it is? Charles Taylor did the same. I mean, in fact, Samuel Doe did the same thing. We got a result today. Charles Taylor King, he didn't learn anything from that. He did the same thing. We got a result today. Ellen Johnson said it King, good news. She used her gender and her international connection. She didn't go there. Okay? Just we are coming all the way. Ellen is actually supporting him politically behind the scene, including giving him the presidency against her own vice president for 12 years. He's doing the same thing. How can you have your best friend? This is a year that you plan to invite your best friend. In fact, not just your best friend, but the citizen of this country that gave birth to our country, Liberia, 200 years ago. How can you have our mission at the United Nations vacant? You ain't got nobody there for more than 1 year. But you want your brothers and sisters that established the country to live from here and go to you, but you ain't got nobody for them to talk to. Then you have an alleged rapist to hear our foreign affairs in Liberia. They do come here. Then you yourself, you got C visa whenever you are to come to the United Nations. Then the vice president also got C visa, my people. Understand me now. C visa is a restricted visa. That when you come, you are restricted to a certain perimeter. I challenge any government official, including the information minister, to tell the Liberian people today, in Liberia and here in America and the world over, let them tell us that George Weah don't have C visa or restricted visa. That Joel Howard Taylor does not have restricted visa whenever they want to come here. Let them come. I challenge them. And I also challenge the government, George Weah, and the rest. Let them tell us that the current foreign minister of Liberia does not have any problem in America that making him to stay away and going to other countries. My people, whether you're lucky or you're in lucky.
What other country he have been to?
The American, and he went to France with him. He been to ECOWAS meeting. Yeah. Whether we like it or not, America is a world leader. America is a world leader. And America is our #1 partner in the West, according to our history.
Mm-hmm.
We should use the advantage of America being our friends, or Americans being our friends.
Okay.
To establish and to provide opportunity for our people.
Okay.
Opportunity for our people. But you cannot be having Bassetania and the person who should be sitting here at the United Nations, our mission, for Americans to deal with, to find out more about this program. That seat is vacant. Okay? The Minister of Foreign Affairs, State Department equivalent, is an alleged rapist. He cannot even come here. Then you say you're having a Bassetania. But let me tell you something. The Bassetania is fake. It is fake. It is just another opportunity for George Weah and political cronies to steal more money from the coffers of the Liberian people. Because they got budget for it. They got budget for it. They're going to use it. And the disappointment AB is opposition is in chaos. So nobody to talk. We give God the glory that we are in a technological war now. Social media, at least we are able to do what we are doing.
Okay.
Okay? So it is sad for our people. But you know what? 99 days for rule, 1 day for master. That day will come.
I keep your call coming out on 215-824-8124. The number is printed right on top of the talk show, where you will be able to see our both numbers, or you can better call us on 267-938-2801 or 215-824-8124. That is the number to call for you to be part of the Magnificent Abraka talk show. We have said ours. It is standard for our audience to be able to interact with us. Whatever you say, whether you have a different opinion, make your opinion known. Or for better hold your peace. So keep your call coming on 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. 2801. That is the number to call. You see, for me, as let's take Rufus. Rufus.
Yeah, Amy.
Oh, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Amy. How you doing?
Yeah, doing quite all right. Where are you
Yeah,
calling from?
From Minnesota. Yeah, I just want to make a quick correction comment on the issue on the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the issue has to do with the letter from the U.S. Congress. I think Prophet Africa carried out information. I think when you read the whole article, it talk about the chair on Foreign Affairs Committee and the Black Congressman. The Black Congressman. I think they said they are sponsoring a resolution already. So it's not a warning. It's something that is already they're already been submitted to the Congress for passage. So that whole thing is not an advice. They're not advising. It's a decision that already been already in the first line. So I just want to just put out that information because we all read that article. I read it in depth last night, and today I was listening to Staple Premier show. One the cars. I was talking about social and listen today, and the guy named Steve and Staple Premier. They were reading paragraph by paragraph and explaining it to the Liberian people. I think a lot of people call the show today. So that whole issue with that sanction thing, it is something that's already on the way, and we don't even know because the resolution was submitted on November 4th. I'm sorry, February 4th.
Yeah,
for the
father, they can be able to call. They can be able to call the Maza Kemea wife, who is the minister counselor here, to leave or should be classified as persona non grata. That means the issue is serious.
Yes. So we should, I don't want you to be positioning like they are warning them. They are not warning them. It's already been sponsored. It's already before the Congress. So we should be expecting what the outcome from the Congress anytime from there. So one thing we should let the people like people to know is that the sanction is not coming for the whole of Liberia. When you read the article, the sanction is the targeted sanction.
Yeah,
the only reason, even like the only reason last time my wife, when I was talking to my wife there, but it's the whole country because the president will be involved. Georgia is involved. When you sanction the president, then you sanction the whole country. So that information, that issue is not something the writers of the resolution, they are not warning Liberian government. The people they are gathering enough evidence. They are about to do their job. That is information. Read the article yourself. You will see it clear. I read the whole article last year. I read the article. Then I read Bernie Samoka in. I read another. I see the article. I read again for Popular Africa. So that information, that is not a bad. It's not a warning. It's already concluded. It's on its way.
Thank you. Kollah, what is her name and where are you calling from?
Yes, hello, Eddie. This is Moses, commonly known as Moses on Facebook. This is Steve. I've listened to your show, and you and the gentleman in there, Mr. Duno. I've listened to both of you. I didn't even know, sir, for the record, I didn't even know Mr. Duno and I were related. I just got to find out most recently when I was in Philadelphia with my cousins and my uncle there, and we had a conversation.
No. Repeat that one more time, please.
My man, we're not going to do family reunion on your show. We thought it was behind closed doors. Let's get to the issue. So like I was saying, I said Mr. Duno in there, since you want me to repeat it, Mr. Duno in there, I did not know we were related. But for some reason, when I was visiting with the family in Philadelphia, just the past about a month, or less than a month, 2-3 weeks ago when I was in Philadelphia, we had some conversation along with the cousins and so forth. And, his name came about and I was told that, he's my cousin. were related. I didn't know, but it's good. It's good to have this conversation. But let me get to the issue that you guys are discussing here.
Okay.
Let me say this.
Say it.
Look, we're joking with something here. And when we say these things, people come and say to us that we hate the government and we hate the people.
Eating what we're joking with.
And we're jealous over the board and so forth. What it's bogging down to is the fact that people are going to be squeezed. The fact that, like Mr. Duno said, that a sanction is targeted. That word alone, targeted sanction, means it's no longer blanket. So that means the common Liberian people, who in Lofa Kante, who in Grand Jide, who in Bapolu, they shouldn't worry because it's not against them. So it's not a blanket statement. It's against the big shots, the big boys, those who are stealing, those who are committing crimes, aiding and abetting crimes, those who are lying, those who are doing bad things. Records are on them. But here is what it's going to boil down to. It's going to boil down to what we say in Labrador, fish, when the water dry, fish will eat fish. Because from what we are calculating, and from some of the information that we have available to us, what it's boiling down to is squeezing AB to provide information on Mr. Duno. So this is deeper than we think. Because if AB's supply is cut, AB don't want to go down on the expense of protecting Mr. Duno. No. It's not going to work. But even at a bigger extent, to the fact that in their own sanction, and the caller that just left made a good point. In this sanction, this is not something that can be reversed. Let's just clear that, because they're already resolved. If you see the writings, it says before the 4 counts, the file resolution, it says resolved. The ED, that means they've already done it. Now the government can put itself in a better position, but it doesn't mean that sanctions will not come. So here is what's important. Getting the State Department involved was a little concerning to me. That means they go a little deeper and further into this. Because if you look at Prince Johnson and vanishing on a sanction, it was just the Treasury Department. They were just taking away their money or seizing some things. But this time around, they're getting the State Department. Now, what is the role of the State Department? The State Department is more like the job that Maswa Kenya it's having. They connect the outside world to America. So if they're getting the State Department involved, that means they're simply trying to tell me, they're not trying to restrict AB's movement. They're trying to check beyond where AB got all your accounts, whether they're in Liberia or offshore. So that means if AB got account in Ghana and Ghana is in good rapport with the United States, Ghana will be forced to implement the sanctions that will happen. So that means AB, if you put your money in Ghana, guess what's going to happen? Your money will be seized in Ghana. So that means you can't run away from Liberia or go Ghana. First of all, because you'll be squeezed, you can't even travel. Not only that, your money will be seized in Ghana as well. So that means either way you put it, you're screwed. So this is about tightening the screw at the very last minute. This is a very strong message. And as the day unfolds, names will be coming up of people that are definitely on this list to be sanctioned. It's nothing to go about. You can go to the church, you pray. You can go to the mosque, you pray. It will not change it. It will not change it. It is what it is. We want these guys. We told them to behave. We told them to do what is right. They keep doing what is wrong. And most importantly, if you look at the Security Advisory Council report that came out in a few days, there was a serious thing that was mentioned in the AB, and that is, if you stop or you undermine America's interests, they will come after you. And that's exactly the wording that was used in go read the document. That was exactly the word that was used. That it seemed as though people are trying to undermine the United States interest in
but what do you think it was timely for the United States to come out with this statement at the same time when Liberians and Liberia are expecting for American people to leave from here to go to our country for the so-called bicentennial? Do you think that it was timely?
Yes, it was not only timely, but it was strategic. Let me tell you why. Let me give you an example.
Tell me why.
If you invite me to your birthday party, and by right, I'm supposed to come to your birthday party and talk good things about the relationship that me and you have, and how long we knew each other, and how best we can foster the relationship. But if I come to your relationship, to your party, and instead of me saying good thing about you, I start off by saying, AB, I think AB is cool, AB been a cool dude, I've been knowing for Philadelphia and all that. Then I change my tone and say, well, AB, you better behave, because the money that you owe The people in Philadelphia, before you move to Minnesota, God forbid, now just an example.
Yeah.
I'm just making it up. The money that you owe the people in Philadelphia and you move to Minnesota here, the people already saying you need a collection agency. If I say that in public, what I'm trying to do simply, I'm trying to disgrace you. In other words, I'm trying to space on you. So yes, the Americans know what they are doing.
But the Bar Santana is not yet, the Bar Santana have not yet reached. But the United States, so this is a clear manifestation that they are sending a strong warning that, hey, you guys want to go to Liberia, hey, you guys should not go. That is how it's sounding like.
Well, that could be part of it too. That could be part of it because the Security Council advisory alert that came out, it came out pointing out that Liberia is not safe as well. So pretty much they're warning you that if you were to go to Liberia, you're going to your own expense. That one is clear. That one is already established. It's a fact that we already know about. But then at a bigger extent, if they take it to the next level of trying to tell the government what they're about to do, especially after Kenya, that is a problem. That is a problem.
Thank you.
So, Ebi, the movement was chosen right. Let me tell you the truth. This movement was chosen right. This is a deliberate act by the United States government, and this is to send a clear message that time is up, no time to fool around, and if they like, they can overlook it, they can take it and say, oh, that the opposition, that Boaka, that Komis, that whoever they want to call, that the business, because message has been sent, and it's going to be what it is. Thank you so much for having me on the show, bro.
Okay, we have another caller here. Let me be able to process my phone for me to be able to bring the caller on. Kollah, what is her name and where are you calling from?
Hey, bro, how you doing? This Minister P calling from South Dakota.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to show a little light. Look, Ebi, I think we Liberians should be joyful and celebrating.
Joyful for what? Joyful for the United States, for the United States government trying to put pressure on our government official?
Look, my man, I don't even want you to use the word trying to.
Why?
Liberia itself, the people has been on a hostage since the entire government took over.
In what sense?
And most people you talk to in Liberia, they say like they're almost living like in a war zone, like when the rebel was controlling a large part of the capital, where you couldn't do nothing. You gotta go in. You gotta go to bed early. When you go for your little hustle, you gotta be praying your hand, breathing your level, straight bullet will not hit you. Since the government took over, Liberia have been on a hostage. And if any of you watch Charles Taylor interview that he did in Nigeria when he was in exile, one of what he regret that he stated, he said he wasn't able to make Washington understand him. When the Nigerian journalist asked him, and he stated this and said, anyone who will sit down in a chair as a president and don't have a working relationship with Washington, your term will not last.
You're on your own.
Look, there's no president can sit down in a chair and refuse to have a working relationship with Washington and expect you to go for 6 term, the first term, second term, whatever it is.
But how Josh Weah will have a working relationship with the Washington when this man was already investigated, when this man was investigated on child support, when the man lied to the United States that he making 1,000. Don't you think that the man that was a false trial?
But that's the thing, the man is corrupt. The man is a corrupt, diabolical, ritualistic, demonic human being. But people don't understand that. You remember when Joe Weah didn't play that game there? I don't know what year it was when they played a game in Liberia and
that
they went to see
That was so qualified until 2002. Japan and Korea. Japan and
when
Korea.
Taylor asked him what you want me to do for the team, you know what he told Taylor? I want your position. And Taylor told the people said that Mayor want to become president. He want to move me all of that shit. The boy is terrible. People thought that Taylor was talking out of his mind. Look, some of these people, they tell us they on the team, but people say some things you can see it from far or you can know. I mean, you want to honor my America? Do you know why America support Liberia like the way America support Liberia?
They stated everything in the document, my
the
brother.
CDC government came to power, they have undermined the interests of America in Liberia. To make matter worse, they already know Russia, China, and America got their own gribaba they're going through. Then our president started running to China dressing like the North Korean president wearing a 1960 something kosu and thing, you know. They've been trying to undermine the interests of America for a very long time. Americans are very strategic. The people will not go after you until they have gathered the evidence, they have maneuvered the way and found all the holes and things then to get you. So by American semi-sanction, the people have already done the research. They have look, the people in England, we say they're not sister John Weah. They already got in the sister. So anywhere they put him,
but
you will have nothing to say.
Look, Francis, the United States government, they score 6 different bank accounts for Josh Weah. 6 different bank accounts.
The man is corrupt. The man is corrupt, Abby. The man is corrupt. You can hide from the people that want to own the internet. Why will you go with technology you can hide from America? America, the only people in the world that use the media to defeat you before they even get to your country. They did a same thing with Saddam Hussein when they started showing the jet and the B-53. Before they even got into Saddam country, they know already he already put himself into hiding. Like the kind of people you will play with. And if you can notice, every time it's a major event coming on, that when they put this sanction thing here, understand that election is right around the corner. And they can't afford to bring it with the whole sanction thing. What is going to happen now? We are going to have too much oil here for him to be ready worrying about election. The people are very strategic when they're doing things. And when you see America, when they come in, they don't come for the beef fish and get grab you. Like almost like a drug dealer on the street. They will not get a man who can bring the drugs from the horse, you know, that can stay on the road. They will get a one who in the corner that can be running the street corner because the one ain't got plenty sense. All they know how to do is just run down the street and sell it and bring money back to the boss man. So when they get that little man, they'll bring inside someone's room and tell you, your mom will not see you, your pa will not see you, who will either give you the legal injection. So there are everything that we need to know. You know, we can fly you out and let's stay there, put you in somewhere where they will not find you, your family will be there. That means you cannot lose.
So are you saying the targeted sanction is for Josh Weah and his cronies?
His entire cabinet. The Jefferson Coachio, the Finabono, the how you call it, all of them, Natana Magio. But America will not come for the big fish first. You will start affecting the little one around him. You know, just a loma rat. You'll be eating you and blowing cold breeze. But before you work on the money, your whole forehead.
All right.
If you don't just keep that in your benefit, the how America looking.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
Look, Francis, what you have to say about this America thing? They think we thought that this thing was just a warning, but the way it's sounding like, it's not no longer a warning. This is a straight jacket coming.
Yeah, AB, I agree with my cousin. You know, I agree with him. Resolve is in VED. I agree with him. But like the analogy is not even at the birthday party. The date of the birthday party ain't reached yet. But they say that stupid thing you doing over there, I ain't even stepping there. That's what it means. Because I'm trying to place a targeted sanction on you to take care of business. One thing our people don't understand in this country, and even in Liberia, America know more about you and our country than we ourselves know the country. My brother, my part-time job is dealing with immigration forms. visa application. I'm a partner job created for myself, and I get legal people to do it anyway for the records. The thing that people can do, that they're checking box. But this box, when you check it the ugly way, it can be 10, 15 years, they will come after you. They will come after you. You better do it right. You go to funny thing, you go to the embassy and just let it go. They can even give you visa at the embassy, you come here, they will still follow you. It doesn't matter. For example, you remember our brother and friend, Jongo Jabba, right?
Yes.
You know Jongo Jabba went to jail because of immigration form?
Yeah.
All Jongo Jabba would have done if I was the one filling out that form, all he needed to do was
to say yes,
to say the truth that I was a perpetrator instead of being the victim. That's all Jongo Jabba did. He lied. And lying in America when caught up with you, especially immigration, is fraud, my people. The war fought. They will always ask you on that citizenship paper. Let me give you a small education in this manner. Have you ever been part of any organization that honor my American interests? Have you ever been part of any organization that stays rebel activity and overthrow the government? Funny question the way we think. And not funny, a real. Some people fall in that category. And our brother said yes. However, no, I think he said no, but he was a victim. Now, when the people dispatch people here to go all the way to Grand Cayman County, Sinjay, where he was assigned as a commando, all the people they interviewed, they brought them to this country, they gave them benefit, free green card to testify against Mohammed Jabate. Today, they sent him to jail for 30 years for lying. He and brother have their own business running in field, they ain't working for nobody. I felt so sorry for that man. That's all that man did. On his citizenship people and be telling people things are joking. But let me tell you something. AB, like my cousin said, right?
Mm-hmm.
You invite me to your birthday party. 7 days to that birthday party, I ain't even just doing it like with my mouth. I sit down and craft a nice document. Instead of me sending you pre-birthday party, you know what they call, I send you something strategic. Reaffirming the tie between you and I. And also telling you the violation you're carrying on. You know, America went as far as 1847, 1942, as a result of World War II, they built the airport and JFK. Then they also counted the contribution they carry on from 1980 to 2003, right? Excuse me, 2003. Then they didn't stop there. 2016, the effort they made to influence United Nations Security Council to lift the sanction on Liberia. Okay? The embargo, the sanction, the traveling ban, everything was on Liberia. The effort they put in, the resources. The government going back to that same thing. And so they're telling us we're coming.
One of the funny things about it.
Just a second here, AB. Something I saw here in this document again that I didn't know about. America and Liberia signed another document 2007. Okay, 2007. They say, whereas Liberia remain a beneficiary of United States trade preferences. And government cannot even explore that. Trade preferences through the African Growth and Opportunity Act and the 2007 Trade and Investment Framework Agreement, both of which affirm the importance of open and diversified trade and investment between the United States and Liberia. And whereas the Liberian people and the Liberian diaspora have contributed significantly to the United States and Liberia and reaffirm the long-standing transatlantic ties between the two nations, which will be underscored by the Republic of Liberia bicentennial celebration. Now, therefore, be it resolved in the past. You see that? That is a strategic warning that they buy Satan, they kangaroo buy Satan, and you go bring to steal more money just so you know we're coming after you. In addition to other stealing you already carry on, undemocratic behavior, people are being killed in our country, now they're cutting people's tongue.
I'm telling you.
As a political analyst, somebody who understands the actual workings of government and the foundations of governance, what is the primary responsibility of a government? Number one is to guarantee the people protection and security. If you can't do that as a government, you're not worth to be government. Number two is to create opportunities for the people. But can you imagine America say in the whole Africa, Liberia has, in fact, they consider Liberia as number one on their list when it comes to trade preferences. Okay. And they signed document. Okay. And this government cannot even explore that to get investors to go to our country to create opportunity for our people. But the small Nigerian men too, the Lebanese people,
Kollah, what is the name?
that all they're doing and they take the money for themselves.
My name is Amos Joe. I'm coming from Atlanta, Georgia.
Amos, go ahead.
Look, let me just throw some light on something. That resolution, Liberia, you hear the people say, George Weah got no political prisoner in jail. Yes. But the people charged with human rights violations. Look at the story the other day from the prison compound. The prison originally said it was built for 400 inmates. Right now it has over 1,000 inmates in it. And the inmates say they eat 1 time a day. That is an abuse of human rights. Those are some of the issues that the people are talking about. But when they say, the president, oh, no political person in jail.
But Natana Maguez said that this is just a vast for them to double their efforts.
Yeah. Now here's the thing here. Let me just get an elementary illustration. If your son is going to school, he made E plus A plus. Will you tell him to double his effort?
For what?
Okay.
That's the last
when your
level
son
now.
Between 50 and 60, you will tell him to double the effort because she's not doing anything to improve. So the minister market maybe he doesn't understand the language. Double your effort. If you are doing something, they will say try to what? They will say try to improve, but they say double your effort. Double. It means what you're doing is not sufficient.
And in fact, it could mean that what you are doing is classified as 0. Because they said double your effort.
But double your effort. Just simple.
They not say improve your effort. They said double your effort. So that means what you're doing is classified as 0.
So when I see that people trying to spin it, they can spin it the way they want to spin it. And if the American government telling the Oslo report that came out the other day, talking about how crime is in Liberia, they classify that as C, class C. Pickpocketed, name area communities. And you say, oh, they're telling you you're doing well, they compliment you. You just need to make the effort. Now, as a government, do you need somebody, another country to tell you that you have to do this to improve? A certain government, if the ambassador of the United States can tell you that you got to stop the power theft, the ambassador telling you in the public forum that you people have to stop power theft is not helping the country. How much more do you want people to simplify this language? Then look at the time this resolution came up. You talk about bicentennial 200 year celebration, and they come to issue the kind of resolution telling you what you're doing. It is a slap in your face.
Thank you.
It is a slap in your face. I don't care how you want to spin it. How can you be inviting me to your party, to your house, to come and visit? Then I'm telling you your house is not clean. That's why I'm telling you that your house is not clean. Then you say, oh no, you're complimenting me. You just want me to do more. Come on, man.
Thank you.
Where are the people coming from? It is shame. Look at the government today. When they say people are stealing, how many of those people in government that have a fitting house that you
I cannot believe the deputy minister of finance, Samura Kollah. I can't just believe it.
Nah,
the man bidding giant sarcophagus.
Yeah, he said he got money from the bank. He got loan.
All of them say that because Joey has said
it. Get loan. Why the people in the market cannot get loan, cannot get access to the loan? Since that is a democratic system to run it. Why those people cannot get access to the same loan that they are getting? Tama Fala, the auditor said it. It's good to steal and build your community. That was the words of Tama Fala just last month or so. That it's good to steal and build your community. All these people are government officials, when they're using these languages, they don't think the international community taking track of those words that they are using. They can go and say, look, targeted sanction, it mean nothing. But remember, Barney Sherman today has lost almost everything.
Yeah.
Prince Johnson is one of those that are talking. So the targeted sanction,
thank you.
They're talking about, let us all wait and see.
Thank you.
What they do admit, the United States government have put in $3 billion. They put in that country from 2012. And look at the country, $3 billion. Look at the country.
Thank you.
For peace. Thank you, AB.
Thank you.
I didn't even know about this. I want to go for this agreement and get it.
Samuel, you are our last caller. Samuel, you are our last caller. Jaguar.
You can hear me? How you doing?
We are doing good.
How you doing, Francis?
Oh, Samuel, I'm doing fabulous,
you know,
man. God is
I told
me.
you before your show,
my body.
I said, George, we had a Christmas chicken. You cannot believe it, easy. You know, in the beginning of December or sometime November, we can get cattle placed on certain animal in the community. They want a Christmas goat, they want a Christmas chicken. I told you, Joe, we had a Christmas chicken only waiting for Christmas Day to die or Christmas Eve. I will tell you this, my brother.
What does that mean?
At the moment, Washington is done with President Weah. You know, the Liberian People made a terrible mistake at that time when Paula White spoke against President Weah administration indirectly and pinpoint who Liberia needed to vote for, but they did not listen. Chancellor, with all his highness, he recognized the fact, and he said it. I said President Weah it's not just a person that really has good intent for that country. Because President Weah had all the tools that he needed to be able to change that country. He had access to the past, the history of the country that caused trouble, the history of the country that brought war, the history of the country that brought division between the tribes. And he had history of past government that worked with Washington and past government that did not work with Washington. And he had history and result of those past governments. But he chose to ignore it because President Weah and his boys, they were desperate. Their aim was to just go in there and steal, AB. Those guys never had any other objective. You don't need any other rocket scientist to tell you. You know, every man, their first impression tells you their intent. Every man's first impression tells you their intent. The way those guys went into government and what they started doing can tell you their intent straight up. You don't need anyone else to tell you. But one thing in our whole report I enjoy, that the warning they gave to President Weah for the election, the upcoming election. Every other thing is good. But if President Weah wants to go down the way he don't want to go down, this coming 2023 election, the warning that they make mention of in that document, he shouldn't ignore it. The way he conducted the past elections, even though they tampered with Nima election and gave it to, what's the guy named, Jeremiah Kuhn, we all know that. But this coming election, come 2023, we should not tamper with our election. Maybe if we are tamper with our election, we will not live to tell the story. Because the Liberian people are pissed off with him, number one. Number two, he will get the worst reaction from the international community and from America. You know, America, their soup can get cold before they drink it. Everything they say in that letter is a shame. You know, this is why I told someone one time, I said, it's a shame that every time America should speak before we wake up as a nation. And like you that, oh, there, AB, you got your family. Just what George was saying. You got your family, but I have to leave from here. I go America. There you say, AB, your woman not here. My man, AB, the shoes, your woman get the shoes. Oh, you need to buy new shoes for your woman. What does that show? As a man, it means that you don't even deserve to be a man in our home. But our leaders don't look at it from their perspective. For the fact they're stealing, they are okay. For the fact they can go to the bank and cash in their check whenever they feel like, it's okay. America has sent so many warnings to the government, but the government will not change. You're talking about power tech. When George Weah was in opposition, George Weah was stealing current. And recently, the power tech, they found Buffer Chima, he went and paid that money. Eddie Snow were owing thousands of dollars. Eddie Snow, all these guys. But they would chase the little man that doing power theft in Liberia. So we don't need to worry, my brother. For me, I haven't read the whole document yet. I just read part of it, and I listened to other shows talking about it. There's just one thing that captured my mind, and President Weah need to watch out, is this coming 2023 election. President Weah need to understand, you see the American, when they're speaking, they can speak in three faces. They speak in the past, they speak in the present, and they speak in the future. They use the past to remind you, and they give you the present so you can change some of the things to reduce your punishment. And it tells you about the future, what they don't want you to do. That will be the straw that will break the camel's back. If President Weah mess around with our election, AB. So this coming election, if President Weah know what's good for him, he should do the honorable thing and conduct election. If the Liberian people choose to keep him there, good on them. He deserves it. But if the Liberian people don't choose him, he shouldn't mark around with that election, my brother. The sanction, we elect it, the sanction will come. Those guys, you remember was it last year before last? When McGilden went to America to sign certain documentation.
That was last
you
year,
remember
right?
that, right?
Yeah, that was last year.
Okay. They were all on Facebook boasting about that trip to America. One thing they forget to know, that same document with the sun will be used to tie their hands tomorrow. They don't know. I think it's anti-corruption or something. They got them to fix their signature to it. That document will be used to bring the guys to book. So, my only problem I got with America, they will see these things happening. They do not stop them. They wait for them to happen, and then they come back and remind the person. But again, you can't blame the people, my brother. You blame our leaders. This is the reason why you see coup is everywhere in West Africa now. Wherever the politicians fail the people, the military on the standby to take over because it is an opportunity for them to cash in. It's an opportunity. But for us, unfortunately, we don't have army at the moment. So we can't count on that. Even if we have army, the bad things of the war stay in people's mouths. So no one will want to go down that path. That's why Liberian People will just wait 2023. We just with 2023 because no one at the moment is willing to go down that route. But me, my only thing I capture in that document, and I want to remind President Weah, it's better you live like the way Charles Taylor living, you'll still be eating. But when you mess around with this coming 2023 election, you'll regret it.
So
that's all me I want to talk about, AB.
What do you make of the Mazda Kemia wife have been classified as personal neglect upon leaving the when she refused to leave the United States today, she will be classified as personal neglect. What do you think?
My brother, you see, the reason why I don't want to speak on Mazda Kemia issue, when the law was saying it, you know, President Weah don't know how, you know that one of the problems the government got, AB, President Weah don't know how to choose his movement. President Weah don't know how to make use out of opportunities. Mazda Kemia, when he was on the list, on the top of the list for being appointed, Delon spoke out, other people spoke out. Do not appoint this guy. And you know that America, there are few things you don't mess around with America. You see rape, you see human rights violation. At least stealing y'all with this, that other man. But you see anything that has to do with women, human rights abuse, America don't hesitate to take action. They will dodge the corruption, y'all will go up and down to give you a bit of chance to change. But when rape is involved, even in the Western world, or human rights is involved, they do not compromise. And President Weah would have just done the honorable thing to appoint someone else. It's not, you know that even Mazda Kemia, the Chinese said they cannot do business with Mazda Kemia. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know.
China.
Hello? Hello? Samuel? Hello? All right, we lost Samuel. Maybe. Yeah. Samuel, hello? Samuel? Let me call him back.
AB.
Yes.
No need, man. Probably the man is still at work or so. Let's just close up and make it a night.
Okay.
Yes, Samuel already finished.
Yes, Samuel, conclude.
Hello? Yeah, let me just close in 1 minute. You can hear me?
Yeah, close in 1 minute. I'm begging you. Samuel, close in 1 minute.
Yeah, let me just conclude on this. So Mazda Kemia, it's a bad product for that government. If President we are smart now, you will get rid of Mazda Kemia. Even China don't want to do business with Mazda Kemia. So we just hope we can be able to learn from this. But it is late now. Maybe President we are administration is done. The first 3 years of President we are, that's when he should have made significant changes. It is late now, my brother. So we shouldn't expect anything from President we are. The only thing we should expect now, these guys should just continue doing the thing they're doing. Like the way they inflicted this year budget and triple and quadruple their earnings. That's just the only thing we're going to see. So, thanks all the time, my brother.
Thank you. Yeah, my friend and brother.
Yeah, AB, again, you know, people think what we're doing in America or the world over, social media advocates is not yielding fruit, but we are.
Mm-hmm.
America and even the government of Georgia, they're listening. They might come on a show that lecture them and allow those folks that allowed those people to lecture them like Nathaniel Magee. You know, Adela made an analysis, similar analysis we're making tonight. And Minister Magee was on the phone. Minister Magee said could not even give any answer to Adela Kentama analysis because we're just glad. The reason is simple. You know, AB, they say experience is the best teacher.
Mm-hmm.
people like Magid, he's a senior brother, but I don't think he understands the actual diplomacy when it comes to Liberia, the presidency, our country presidency, and also the American presidency, Washington and Monrovia. I don't think he understands it. Or maybe he might have small understanding because he's been in that position for 4 years now, but he decided just, you know what, I don't care, man. At the end of the day, we're going to get out of here anyway, so I don't care. We just get what we got to get and we move on. But when people in leadership behave like that, they don't have the country as number one priority. They have their own interests as, you know, the issue of ego. But all what we are doing is we are making our own contribution to make sure we too part of it. And I will say it, and I will say anytime we have the opportunity to be here, any country or organization that vehemently fail to evaluate their history, to read or to follow, that organization or country is bound to fall. And the way people do that, as we can see on the part of the government, I'm very positive. They don't lack the capacity to do so, but they don't care. And if you don't remember yesterday, to correct today and to make the future better, you will sleep. When you fall, your teeth will move. Our Liberian people say, if I knew, it would be late for you. These people America talking about, like the other caller said, that America, not just us, political analysts or advocacy people. America is not just looking at today based on the resolution. America is taking into consideration our past, our history, especially our political history. And they mention everything we're talking about here. They talk about the Civil War, the two Civil Wars, 1989 to 1997, 1998 to 2003. And they mention the number of people that died. They mention how much they spend. That's the economic aspect of it. Over $3 billion. They're still spending money on COVID. They spend money on Ebola. They spend money on interagencies of government as their own contribution to recovery of Liberia. And in addition to that, AB, you know, sometimes we say so to say so. I don't know why the government of Liberia under George Weah, this Opportunity Act, African Growth and Opportunity Act, and the 2007 Trade and Investment Framework Agreement between Liberia and America that all George Weah people need to cite. That's all they need to deal with. America say we prefer you over many countries in Africa. We want to help you. But you got to start to help yourself first. Our people say when somebody washing your back, you should wash your own belly. Because that is hanging in front of you. How can you have the kind of opportunity from the global power, be it political, be it military, be it development, be it economic, everything you think about, and you can't even utilize it? I'm going to look for this law, you know, on the State Department website or maybe Congress. I'm going to look for it.
Okay.
2007.
All right.
So all we see here, my people, you need to go back to our history. Even if you don't want to read it, do something better. Don't go back to the thing we did that got us here in the first place. And we're still seeing it, my people.
Okay.
So what was the essence of going to 1980? What was the essence of going to 1989 to kill over 250,000 people? Why we remove Madam Sedi, or why we decide not to vote for Unity Party? Why? So these are the hard questions. Seditions from George Weah to the last person. You need to ask yourself, While you're there doing Madam Sali government, we have not even done half of it.
And set your soul on fire.
You're already like, you want to overthrow the government. No. We say no. So my people, we're just doing our own, yeah? You do your own, let us do our own.
Thank you.
We two matters.
Thank you.
And have a good night, and thank you for joining us.
And that's the reason that we are called the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Here, we discuss the truth. We bring you the reality. We say the truth to you no matter how you want it. We give it to you just as it is brought to us. So that's the reason why we are becoming one of the famous talk shows. Whether you like it or not, we are becoming more famous. Trust me, we'll be here tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
Bravo,